What's up, guys? My name is Con, and today we're back with more Scrap Mechanic Nomad Survival, and we're finally back after a little bit, and the reason why is I had built this really cool collecting vehicle, and I had spent a whole episode doing it, and I actually never really posted that episode, but I recorded this whole thing, and then I got really discouraged after I finished it, because I built the vehicle, and it was cool, and it had these little deployable arms, it had a combination of both saw blades and drill bits, and of course, it completely lagged the game out when I tried to actually load it into the castle and drive it around anywhere, so it was just really unfortunate that even on the smart physics, we still don't have a fix for that. So I decided to, of course, completely gut the whole vehicle and rebuild the entire thing, and that's what we've got here. And this thing is marvelous. It's not done yet, but it's a giant oil platform. I'm finally going to relive the dream I've always had in Scrap Mechanic, which is to mine a rock node with a giant oil platform mining bit. Now, I've already come across some issues with it, but I got this far, and then I sort of ran out of materials as per usual, ran out of component kits. But yeah, we're gonna make a drilling platform so we can drive completely on top of a rock node and then just go straight down and go bang, and then that's it, you know? And it takes out all the materials, we get it all in one. And this is sort of problem number one, but my original plan, see, we got the refiners up here, we got this feeding into this little, like, you know, drill shack sort of thing going on, we got all our craft bots hooked up, they're all looped underneath, you can kind of see it through this little window, there's a loop going underneath of a beam, and then of course we've got our driver's seat here, we can drive in first person, everything. I love this vehicle, it's great, it's so good. I spent way too long doing this, I really enjoy it, and then we're kind of out of metal, so this is eventually going to be, you know, filled in like a proper structure. But anyway, really cool stuff, and we got to get some oil too, because this one, she's a bit hungry on the old gasoline. So yeah, we're pretty much burning through gas. I think we're actually completely out of oil. Yeah, 0 oil in the entire inventory, and this is all the gas we have left. So good news is we're right by an oil pond, and we're also by a rock node, so I want to try doing some of that. And I'm out of component kit. Life is great. We're just out of everything. We got some materials though. Where are we for? We got 2 drill bits. Okay, so I want to put more drill bits on it, obviously. And to make more drill bits, there we go. We can make a few more, and now we're out of metal, so we can make, that's 3 more. Now, I did the count, and I don't know if the positions I'm doing for the drill bits are accurate, but essentially what I've got so far, it's not much, but I built 3 pistons, which actually doesn't take too much. It's like 10 component kits each or something. And essentially what we've got like a lowering, you know, piston thing. It's just straight, right? So we're gonna go straight above the thing and we're gonna lower it like that. We're probably gonna need to have some like folding controller arms on this grid piece that open up. But right now there's 23 spots for drills there. If we put a drill at every cross section and at every end point, we could have 23 drills on this, which I think is probably excessive. And again, I think we need some sort of a controller, you know, flippy mechanism, doohickey, majumner, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get that done, and then basically, yeah, drills. We're gonna make drills. All right. So in the meantime, the base drives. It's really cool. Yeah, giant thing. I still have the same independent, heavy, giant suspension on the bottom. I actually took those off the old castle and then completely rebuilt the whole thing. And you can see we got 4 pillars, 1 in each corner. The pillars each have a staircase, so we get up, down. It's beautiful. I love this so much. And then, of course, we've got our main drill rig in the middle. I kind of want to make it taller because it's not tall enough yet to go, like, it can go into the water, but it's still, like, when it goes into the water, the top of this structure is exposed, and it's so close to being perfect, but it's not quite there. Anyway, we're going to grab some stuff because we need to get some oil before we leave. So here's an empty chest. That was probably critical to... Yeah, that's a critical chest to the... Oh, no, because it's already queued up. Yeah, no, that's right. It's critical. I can't loop anymore, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, so we grab that chest. I also need to grab... I can just pick that up, actually. And then we need to grab a switch. And then the vacuum pump, of course. And then we can just grab some blocks of pretty much any kind. Grab some brick block, that's fine. We're, of course, out of food. I have 6 carrots left, and that's pretty much it. So, you know, life is good. We're having a good time. But, you know, at least we got a whole new base. Yeah, the base is a little tall. When you jump off it, you fall over. It drives surprisingly well. It looks really cool. It kind of looks like an actual, like, oil platform. But like I said, I almost want to make the feet, you know, another block high. They're 32 blocks from basically the top of where the wheel is all the way up to there. These little brick structures are just to kind of prevent the bots from hitting the wheels. They sort of have to hit this stuff first. It's generally been pretty effective. The bots generally don't try and target the wheels all that much. But anyway, yeah, we'll just hook this guy up here. All right, just like that. And then we'll put the pump underneath and flip her up. And good to go. Yeah, get that thing full. This thing literally, it sucks back so much oil, it's not even funny. Which I guess makes sense because it's an oil rig, but you know, it's pretty aggressive on the oil. We have 5 drill bits. So let's actually start with that. Let's grab an engine for them. And then we need to grab some bearings somewhere. I have no idea if this is gonna work, like I said. There is one critical issue. I was hoping to bring up the materials on the collectors by putting the collectors here. But you can see collectors are really, really heavy. So if I put one collector on it, it's seemingly okay. And I had to upgrade these. These are like, that's a level 4, which kind of gives out. The level 5s even give out a little bit. And you can see we can go down. And we can very, very, very slowly, it'll come back up. Like, yeah. Like the collectors weigh a metric ton. Literally a ton. So I don't really know about what to do with that. I have one really obvious solution, which is kind of funny and stupid. But I can jump down here, and if I hold the collector in my hand, then we defy the laws of physics, and all of a sudden the collector doesn't weigh anything. So I could do this to pick up goods, and then come back up, and we can build a control panel on there. So you go on there, you man it, like, from the actual drill. Maybe that's what we have to do. I'm not sure yet, because originally my plan was to put 2 collectors on it, but then I'd probably need, like, tripled up pistons, because a single line of pistons, maybe doubled up I don't know. But anyway, that's a future problem. In the meantime, I'm going to put 5 drill bits on this thing. And we're just going to see if we can actually, you know, chop something up. And then I think I'll go down on top of it by myself and then have a switch on it as well on an XOR gate. We can easily do that. Even these drill bits are, oh boy. Yeah, see, even the drill bits are heavy. So getting, that's hilarious. Okay, obviously it's going to go down, no problem. Wow. Yeah, pistons are not nearly as strong as you'd think. I almost need to build like a doubled up bearing controller mechanism. But then bearing mechanisms are a little laggier, right? So we might just have to double and triple this up at some point. Maybe even like 5 pistons there. But yeah, the idea was that we would have a couple collectors here and then a couple extras. And you would sit here manning the drill, sending the collectors down. When they get full, you bring them back up. And then you know, take them, you put them into these spots. They drain into the refineries. When they're empty, you send them back. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of the process. Anyway, let's just test all this and see if it works. We're not really energy efficient here, but that's okay. And we'll put a 6th drill bit. Why not? Like, right there. All right, perfect. So now if we turn this on. Love that. It just torques the whole drill assembly. It doesn't really matter. There's no actual rotating bearings there, so it technically is just kind of like twisting against the piston. All right, let's get out of here. This thing is actually, I love the way it looks so far. I'm going to do more work, obviously, with the structure and stuff. But it actually drives surprisingly well, even though it's top heavy. And I feel like we can make it taller and it would still drive well. It does sort of try to wheelie a little bit, but obviously we have a lot of weight on the front with those craft pods and stuff. And then another thing I did is I made the front wheels spin faster than the back wheels. We have to have 2 different gas engines anyway. So if you make the whole set of front wheels spin a little bit faster than the back wheels, then it doesn't try to lift up. Now, I'm looking for a rock node. There was one around here, I thought. That was sort of the perfect spot to try this assembly out. Where the heck? Oh, there it is, right there. See, there's like, you're looking for ones that are relatively flat, but even if they have the curve bit, it's not a big deal. You can see, look, even over hills, like it's not, you know, it's a big clunky vehicle. We've got to be careful. But anyway, so we come over here and approach it completely wrong, of course. We are wider. Or narrower, sorry, than we are long. So we do have to sort of come at it at a specific direction. That is a water facility, so there's gonna be a red guy there. All right, but here we go. We should be able to just get at it this way. And very carefully line this up. All right. So now we're on top of the place. I almost need a way to move this whole drill rig around. Like, I mean, we're just gonna shimmy this up. So anyway, so we do this, now we just go like this. And then we go like that. Yep, that's really, really effective. Wow. I mean, I guess I can hook this into this as well, and we could just drive while doing this drilling, but holy cow, that just melts through it. And the base is so heavy that it doesn't even have a chance. Like, even if the drill kind of like bounces off the line, it doesn't matter. So we can just go, I can't really tell where it's aligned to. Total miss. Total miss. Yeah, we definitely need a mechanism that opens up the drill bits. I need to get more drill bits is the problem. All right, there we go. Those extra little bits, I think that's gonna help us. It is hard to align this. I think, oh yeah, there we go. That'll get that. Nice. Like, it just drifts over. That's so satisfying when it works, though. All right, lift it back up. You gotta shimmy it around. I need some sort of a way to, like, one thing I might have to do is actually rotate the wheels even more. Upgrade this middle seat, the driver's seat that we're using, to the level 5. And then that'll allow me to actually rotate the wheels, you know, even more than just the standard 30 degrees or whatever they're doing. Yeah, we're gonna finish mining this node out for sure, and then I'm gonna build a flare mechanism. It's gonna be actually, yeah, I need more drill bit. Hold on, what do we need for drill? We need to go find one of the ash zones to get more metal. Gotta get that one last big rock, and then we can go down there by hand. Definitely gonna need to upgrade this to have more pistons, and I think have the collectors built in. You'll notice I put a cut in on the back of the platform. That's so we can get trees in. My thought is that we could build the platform big enough to like get the trees to slide in on the back and then make some sort of a cutting mechanism for that. That's a future problem. Trees aren't really that big of a deal. But in terms of getting the collectors, like, I think this is gonna be really, really nice if we've got collectors just built right onto that, because like it just grinds it to a pulp and then it would just immediately pick up the stuff, and then we could see if the collectors are full and then bring them up and then swap them out. So we're definitely gonna need like 3 pistons stacked on that mechanism at least. All right, I've chopped a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna actually wire this up so we can start loading, because I think I'm definitely gonna get 3 or 4 pistons like tripled up there. We're gonna need just a whole bunch more component kits, which is always the name of survival, is how many component kits do you need? And the answer is yes. It's just a never ending. If I could craft component kits, my life would be complete, but of course we can't. Right, and we need ember because we need to get metal 3. None of that works because none of this is connected. Gas can go in there. I got distracted because I was doing something and now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, right, switches. That's right. There's always so many things to do, but I really do enjoy, there we go. Grab this gate, grab this switch. I really do enjoy Nomad Survival because it gives you like objective-based building, right? Which is always a big thing for me that I'm a big fan of. All right, then we're gonna make that an XOR. We're just gonna remove these 3 things from the piston and put them onto the gate. And then of course we're gonna just, put that switch in there and then grab this other switch and put it on this thing right here. So now we can grab this collector and jump up here and go down. And can I not hit a switch when I'm holding a thing, really? Holy cow, are you serious? Wow, okay. Well, that's interesting. Good to know. Definitely gonna need this on a proper system now, because now look, and then basically, yeah, we can just come through here, grab all this. It's wonderful. Let me take this back up. But I don't think this is gonna go up on its own. This is unbelievable how heavy all this stuff is, like collectors and things. Yeah, crazy. But then we just pick it up. Perfect. And then we'll dump this one over there, and while that one's refining, we'll go grab the other collector and just sort of cycle them for now. And then ideally, this is like where we have 4 collectors instead of just 2. And then we come back here, and we grab another one, and put that there. Yeah. If we could have collectors on that, and then have it with the controller system as well, that would be great. I will say, though, nothing is more satisfying than dropping a collector into a pile of rods and watching them all just get slurped up to it. Yeah, that's just, I love that. Whoop. Done. Any more? Nice. Yeah, that's the best feeling in this game right there. That's the most satisfying thing this game has to offer. I could do like a 45-minute compilation of just collectors getting picked up, and that would be great. This is a real manual, well, not manual, but it's a real industrial operation, Guys on the drilling rigs, they don't just get to sit around and let the drilling rig do all the work. You gotta still do some of the stuff yourself. That's sort of what we're at here. But I am gonna make this drill head much, much better. Yeah, it needs to be much bigger, and it needs to have like those flaps. Basically what I want to try and do is almost make like claws on the outside that have drill bits on them, but also try and pull everything towards the middle. so that, you know, when you got a rock like this that's just slightly off-centered, rather than me having to reposition the drilling rig to be directly on top of it, like I'm about to do. There we go. But yeah, rather than having to do that, it should just be able to kind of like suck everything towards the middle and mulch it up a little bit more. I'm also out of food, but that's just, you know, normal survival problems. We don't really worry about, there we go, perfect. But yeah, see, especially with all this loose stuff, it would be great if we could just mulch it to the middle. But again, need a few more drill bits, so we're just gonna finish drilling this up, which will get us a bunch more metal, which is good, and then we can go to an ash zone. Oh, I guess, yeah, I forgot about the oil pump. Yeah, it's probably full. I should probably go back and get that at some point as well. That would help. But anyway, yeah, we'll finish collecting this stuff up, and then we'll go back and get that. Are you almost empty? You are not. A little bit of manual work still, but we'll get there. This is actually really, really promising. I think if we make a really, really effective drill bit, my end goal in this, I don't think this is a project we're gonna finish in one episode. That's the sort of the point. But my end goal with this is a project I've wanted to do for a long, long time in Scrap Mechanic, where you just build an industrial mining rig that is so large, you could just go over an entire node and just kind of like go and grab it all. Or at least grab, you know, a lot of it in a single go, and then, my collector just went through the freaking ground. How did that happen? How does that happen? Okay, I guess we gotta go find it. That's great. Can I just push it, maybe? Is it just, are you serious? I've never seen that before. My freaking collector just went through the ground. Like, it has all my logs in it, man. I need that back. I want my collector. All right, that's probably got to push it off, right? Is it just like attached? Yeah, there it is. Okay, it fell up top. Perfect. Okay, everything's broken up. So we're just gonna, you know, keep dehydrated. It's fine. The problem is the manual labor really sucks back. Like, every time you swing your hammer, you're basically sucking back some of that water. So it's a little unfortunate that I don't have food. We're gonna get some milk at some point from some cows. But in the meantime, we'll just drop this down there. There we go. Where'd my other, oh, here we go. Yeah, you can just sit in here. Might as well refine up. Oh, well, we're gonna be dead in a second here anyway, so that's fine. We'll just fill you up best we can. Perfect. Still like a multi-day thing to mine out a whole rock node, but you know, not really a big deal when you think about it, because you only have to mine nodes every so often. But there we go, perfect. Respawn up, drop back down, grab our stuff. Literally no consequence. Take all. Oh, I had a carrot. Oh, I had a single carrot. Not that really helps, but more for food. But there we go, perfect. Single carrot. Oh, this is full. Okay, back up we go. I kind of want to build this base taller too. I really want to build it almost like twice the height. Scrap Mechanic doesn't really care about tall stuff. You know, it's got that weird physics thing where tall stuff just magically stays like, you know, up for some reason. And the taller you make it, the more upright it stays. Oh, we missed a rock. You can see everything from up here. It's wonderful. But yeah, I would love to make this even taller, because I don't think we're ever gonna make it taller than the redwood trees. But right now, we're barely taller than the birch trees, and we're taller than some of these, like, I don't know, poplar trees or whatever they are. So it would be really, really cool if this was tall enough that you could just be above all the tree lines and not have to worry about it. It is funny when you go to loot compounds with this, though, because you can literally just walk off the floor sometimes. I just drive it straight up to, like, the building, you know, and then you just walk off onto the second or third floor. Fantastic. Anyway, let's go check out our oil. This thing is so smooth to drive in first person. I really, really like it. That was the biggest thing too. That's why I put these side windows on it and like a little back window. Not that you really need it, but I really wanted to make this a comfortable thing to drive in first person and have it actually be, you know, a proper, because it's just so hard to see it in third person, right? The whole vehicle is so freaking big. You can't even zoom out fully to get it all. So anyway, let's grab this, grab the pump, and this is gonna be full. That's perfect. All the gas we need. We'll go put this back into the pipe system. And then we're going to go and find a charred zone, because we need some more charred stuff in order to build more drill bits. And just like that. Perfect. You'll notice too, these chests actually like flip, like this one's this way, that one's that way, so they're all connected. The refineries can feed in, and then they basically make an S pattern up, so all these chests are part of the loop. And then of course the loop underneath connects the craft bot up, so it can pull from any direction. But yeah, we need to make, we got a bunch of metal 1 now, which is great, so we can make that, but we need this to make metal 2, so we can make a bunch more drill bits. Actually doing pretty good. We can make one more right off the bat, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go find a charge zone while it's nighttime. I thought it was just nighttime, but apparently it's nighttime again. And then once we get like 10 embers, then I'll build a couple more drills and put some of those side skirts on it, and then we'll see if it works any better on a mining node. Oh boy, apparently where I was just away from every charge zone. I pretty much drove all night, finally, just up the roads. This vehicle doesn't exactly do super great on, you know, really steep hills, so we gotta kind of stick mostly to the roads. But I finally found this charge zone over here, so we're just gonna pull up right to here and just sort of go in and take some stuff. Yeah, I literally burned, look, a whole tank of gas. That's how much driving I did. It's kind of insane how much gas this thing burns. But, you know, it's just the way it is when you want to bring your whole base with you. It's not a big deal. Now, is there a rock node on here that we could mine and test out controller upgraded drill setup? Because that would be fantastic. But I have a feeling we have to drive back. We need basically rocks on relatively flat ground. All right, 24 ember. That should probably be enough. We're not really, you know, making super huge amounts of stuff. Now let's see if we can navigate this. It looks so funny. Yeah, it needs to be taller, like twice the height almost. No, unfortunately no rock node here, just a compound at the end of this peninsula, and then this big charge zone. So I'm gonna head back to where we were, which seems to be a good spot. There are a lot more flat rocks. It's a little bit further towards like the other side of the map, but there was another flat rock node there I definitely want to try shopping out. We're about to starve out of our seat here in a second. We're both starving and thirsty. It's a good combo. I surprisingly feel a lot safer driving at this height compared to normal. Oh, there's a nice flat node right there we could text. We're just right outside this warehouse. A little close for comfort to the warehouse, but I guess it's not the end of the world. We just gotta make sure we don't get killed by any of the little, you know, the tape bots. But I got, how many spuds do I have? I have 29. All right. Yeah, there's a tape bot like way out there. Let's see. Oh, that was too high. Okay. Too low. Got him. Got him. All right. Let's just, well, I guess I'm gonna die, so that's gonna happen. In the meantime, I'm gonna actually try and rework this mechanism. So I'm gonna just try and build a setup where essentially we have little arms on the left and the right, and the front and the back. I'm gonna probably put drill bits on the left and the right arms, and then on the front and the back ones, do just like little pusher things that help like slide the bricks in, but don't actually, you know, let's do drill bits on all the sides. I don't know, we're gonna take this off, because that'll be part of the core. And then I'm just gonna try and space it, you know what, I think we're gonna space it around one collector, not around two. I don't think we're ever realistically gonna get two collectors in there. All right, I think I got an idea that works, and just in time, because daylight's coming up. Now, unfortunately, like, it's getting complicated, but the motors are only level 2, and they can only fit 4 connections, so I need to get 6 more component kits. But essentially, we got these 4 deployable arms now, which obviously don't fit that way, but you can see we can adjust them with this, right? And then they also have drill bits on them. Now, because we only have 4 per thing, the center drill bit is actually on just a controller itself, and it spins, like, incredibly slow. I don't know how much of that's gonna actually matter, but I'm hoping this works. So, let's take our vehicle, and we're all hooked into the same gas supply. We are, of course, so let's get some more gas crafting. Probably should have a second gas supply. I also need food because I'm literally just constantly starving to death. But anyway, let's try this out, see if it works. No idea how we're gonna line this up, but we just gotta kind of go straight at it. This is actually probably the perfect node to test it on because it is really, really small. So then, let's just do a dry run. Oh yeah, like that looks, it's still not even big enough. Like it needs to be huge. The claw needs to be like, the side pieces need to be like twice as long. Honestly, like they need to be massive. Anyway, all right, here we go. Yeah, that's really good. That's actually like insanely good. That just, it kind of pushed the whole pile a little bit apart, but it's still really, really effective. All right, then we just grab our collector, do a little bit of manual mining to finish up the rest. We're gonna need those claw arms to be way, way, way bigger. Like, it's gonna have to be massive, and they're gonna have to be like boxy and stuff. We're getting there, it's getting close. It's definitely cool, but yeah, it's got a lot of work to do. I'm pretty much out of materials though, it's sort of that problem yet again. And we're gonna need more pistons, which means we're gonna need component kits. Like, definitely gonna need a triple piston setup so we can start doing this with the collector built into it. I feel like that'll actually help this sort of problem with nodes getting tossed all over the place. And then I could probably also have the pistons on individual switches so the whole mechanism can move a lot slower. But there we go. I think that's the end of that node. Put those in. Like, it just filled one collector? There's no way, right? Like, I mean, it was a small node. Maybe that is all you get on it. Anyway, we'll put this here. Grab that, and then go like that. That's crazy. The one piston bar can barely even lift, you know, all these drills. And we're gonna have more drills, so it's just gonna get even worse. But we're just gonna starve here and let that refine up, and then head on out, I guess. Craft more gas while we're at it. Always need more gas. I could put this on infinite, but I don't want it to just suck back all the oil. I want it to just suck back, you know, a bunch of it. I guess we could take some of the oil out and put it in a separate supply, but anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I have 2 extra level 1 pistons. They're not hard to craft, really. The issue is upgrading them, of course. Need all the component kits for that. But once we starve out here, we're gonna just get out of here. Got tons of bricks now, so that's good, like actual block materials. Tons in there. Actually, we have a lot more gas than I thought, too. There we go, perfect. Finally just died. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm a big fan of this drill so far. It's actually really quick to take out a node. It just blasts a whole node out, and then we gotta do a little bit of cleanup afterwards. But it is really fast, and it's pretty effective, so definitely want to improve it a little bit and make it so we've got, you know, just a much bigger claw. But we're gonna need, I feel like we're gonna need triple pistons at the minimum. Like, at the bare minimum, we're gonna need 9 pistons on that thing just to be able to lift it. Like, stacks of 3, basically, right? That are all working together. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure that like button, hit the subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.